Hi everyone and welcome to the Disney Magic Kingdoms Update 16 preview live stream. Today I am joined by Rebecca and Mike, and before we get into it, why don't we introduce ourselves, and while Mike and Rebecca are introducing themselves, why don't you tell us where you're watching from today?
Awesome. Welcome to the new viewers and new players who are watching the live stream for the first time, and hello to all of the returning viewers and players, and thank you. I am Mike, a game designer on Disney Magic Kingdoms.
I'm Rebecca, a game designer on Disney Magic Kingdoms. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, before we get into it, I noticed that in some of the comments, people were talking about the gifts that they received today. So, throughout the month of December, we are running a December holiday gifting campaign, and so for the first 25 days of December, you will be getting gifts when you log into the game. But you have to log in every day to get the gifts, and if you miss a day, unfortunately, you're not going to get that gift. So make sure to log in every day throughout the first 25 days of December to get all of the gifts from this campaign. Another thing that I want to talk about before we jump into the meat of the live stream is community feedback. It's really important to us to get the feedback from the community. And there's a feature that you're going to reveal later on today throughout the live stream, toward the end of the live stream, so make sure to stay tuned. But it's something that we implemented based on community feedback, and the feedback that you give us really helps us improve the game, and we hope that you'll be really excited with the feature that we have introduced. Without any further delay, why don't we just jump into the live stream?
Yeah, for sure. As Marc-Andre mentioned, we've got a pretty exciting feature to show to you. We are active on the social media networks. We try and view as much as possible. We're very thankful and grateful that we have such an active community that is very passionate about the game, posting things that they want to see. So we try and see as much of it as we can. Of course, we have things going on here, a lot going on internally, but it's very important to us. In fact, it's one of the most important things, the community feedback.
We definitely take into consideration the things that you guys talk about as well. I mean, we genuinely want to make sure that you are all having an amazing time with this game and that you continue to enjoy your experience.
Absolutely.
You guys are valuable to us.
Definitely. And hopefully we'll iterate that in the kind of final parts of the stream, showing you what the new feature is. And speaking of the game, why don't we switch over to the game scene? We're going to have to mute. Sorry, we got some echo going on here. Just want to ensure that there's no feedback. I'll just wrap around 1 second.
It's not a live stream if there's not something.
There we go.
All right,
nice.
Sorry about that. I know, minor technical difficulty.
To be fair, that is the minorest of technical difficulties.
Yeah, I know. And as you can see, we have some pretty cool seasonal accents going on here in the kingdom. For those of you who played the Frozen event last year, you'll be familiar with a lot of this stuff. And for those of you who are playing a holiday event for the first time, welcome. And obviously, this is some pretty cool stuff. As you've seen the kingdom changing here over the course of October and Halloween, and now the holidays in December.
It really adds a lot of that festive cheer to the kingdom as well.
It's really cool. Snow.
My favorite is like the ice on the water as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's show that. Yeah, kind of where it stops, because it gets warmer in other areas of the kingdom, right?
Yeah, you know.
So obviously we want to spice up Main Street, and it's a little bit more chilly over there with the ice and the snowmen, the lights, and the tree. So a lot of cool stuff. And as you can see, many of you guessed it after it was teased on social media. Good job to the community for guessing that.
Especially that one player.
Yeah,
there was someone that figured it out from like one piece of your puzzle. That was amazing.
I tried to make that hard for the community, but one small puzzle piece, and somebody got it right away. Congrats on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make the teasers a little bit harder.
Yeah, next time we're going to try and kick it up a little bit. But speaking of what was revealed and what was guessed in Snow White, Snow White has arrived. And there's some new story going on in the kingdom, right, Rebecca?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the event starts off with Doc, actually. The dwarves have kind of wandered into the kingdom. Doc's ready for a day at work. Although when he turns around, he realizes he's kind of talking to himself at this point, as the others seem to have disappeared. So he goes out trying to figure out where they're hiding and seeing if maybe they're, being a little lazy from their job. But then he runs into the queen. and things get a little bit worrisome there.
The Queen. Giving a quick pan over of some of the fun stuff that's to come. I don't want to reveal too much, so we're gonna go back over there. I'll just give you a quick shot there of some of the cool stuff that's to come in the live stream and of course the event. So yeah, as Rebecca mentioned, Snow White starts off with Doc, and with starting off with Doc, we see Doc quest there in the left part of the screen in the quest log. I'll kind of bounce that for you to iterate it. So those red quests, the ones you see with the red background there, the 3 that I just tapped on, are event quests. They're time limited, so you'll want to be focusing on those in that storyline in order to get all of the time limited event Snow White content, which we'll go over in just a second. In addition to, of course, returning event currency at the top there in the middle. As you see, I have 40,611 of it. Been playing quite hard. And of course the hub button there at the bottom that reads Snow White with 5 days and 21 hours left. Don't worry, I know that some of you are saying, is the event only 5 days and 21 hours? It is not 5 days and 21 hours. It is longer than that, somewhere in and around the range that we usually do, 25 plus days, maybe 26 days. So we'll jump right into the hub and tap on that button. Beautiful hub here. It looks incredible. One of my favorites for sure.
Had to mix it up a bit though.
I know we did have to change it up. They always do a great job with the hubs. It's incredible. But we have so many characters for this one. Yes. All 7 dwarves plus Snow White and the villain. So we had to kind of go with a top scrolling and then the 3 premium characters or premium-ish characters at the bottom. So we have the 7 dwarves, of course, as I mentioned, Snow White, the Queen, and then Dopey and Happy and Grumpy at the bottom there. This is the home tab, and then we go into the event goals tab that kind of gives you an overview as to all of the milestones that you'll be approaching in the course of the event. So keep an eye out for that and use that to kind of get a sense as to where you are in the event.
Now, it looks like people are really excited about having all 7 dwarves in the game. Why don't you tell us which of the 7 dwarves do you connect with the most? Which is your favorite?
Yeah, what is your favorite dwarf for sure? The feature tab, of course, keep an eye out there for bundles and stuff that'll be going on there, as well as some repeatable items like concessions, as you see the dwarf hat stand, and 2 returning items in the fruitcake stand and the Arendelle festive hat stand. In addition to, we're not yet ranked. I have to get ranked quickly to show you this. We'll be running leaderboard events, of course, as we normally do throughout the course of the event. And as you see here, there will be things like this trophy or happiness that you'll have to collect. So keep an eye out for those in the kingdom. You'll get a pop-up prompting you to participate in those. Hopefully we are ranked now. Yes, we are. So keep an eye out for those, such as the Striking Gold event that many of you are familiar with. And then a quick FAQ tab. Just for any quick tips and hints on the event. And that customer care button will have more as well if you want to find out more about the event while you're playing it. Okay, I think it's time to move on to the buildings. As we gave a quick pan over of some really cool buildings for this event, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we wanted to mix with also like iconic things from the actual film itself, and then of course, because Snow White is so important to Walt Disney, we had to make sure we included the iconic attractions from the parks as well.
Yeah.
So, starting with the films, we have the 7 Dwarfs Cottage here.
Yeah, really cool stuff going on there.
The raccoon's so cute.
And the birds singing at the top. Yeah. Magic mirror on the wall.
Yep.
Some cool stuff will happen there. We might not be able to get it to trigger right now, but there's some cool visual effects that does occur over there.
We have the very, very classic Snow White Scary Adventures. So anyone who's familiar with the parks, we had to make sure that we included this attraction in there. And if you pay close attention to the window, occasionally you will see a very familiar figure, just as you would in the parks appear there. Another
cool attraction with some really cool visual effects that happens there. In addition to, of course, some cool decorations and concessions. And then, obviously, the 7 Dwarfs Mine Train. Really cool attraction there as well.
Really fun. From Disney World. Oh, yeah.
It's a toss-up between this being my favorite and well, specifically because of the visual effects that happen here with this one.
Now, I see a lot of people kind of mentioning land.
Since we were talking about buildings,
so maybe we want to...
For sure, we'll pan over. We wanted to put these in the kind of festive area of the kingdom, obviously, to give it the December feel. But if you scroll over... There's a new plot of land unlocked for sure.
Nope.
Oh,
Hold on.
I did not go
let me
far
just
up
go.
enough.
There we go.
Thank you. There
So
it is.
everyone who's reached this area of your parks, you will now be able to unlock this plot of land. So there will be new space for your attractions.
Now, is this a special feature that we were talking about?
No.
No,
Okay, so
we have more to come for
make
sure.
sure to stay to the end.
For sure. Okay, yes, of course we have a float as well. I will head over to the parade tent and run a parade with the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs float. A really cool float.
So cute.
Yeah. And in addition to this, yes, we do have tappers returning, as you've seen there in the left part of the quest log. We have hidden crows that are the tappers that you will have to tap on in order to progress in the quest line and get event currency, as well as creepy trees that are walking around the kingdom that you'll have to send characters over to interact with. And those creepy trees will drop the apple token that, of course, is necessary to welcome and level up a lot of the Snow White characters.
Yep.
And speaking of characters,
Go into the full lineup of our characters.
we can go ahead and jump into the welcoming hub here. Actually, you know what? We'll go over to the animation here first. You can send the characters to do a lot of cool things during the course of the event, such as this.
So this is a particular this is kind of like a hidden group quest. So actually each one of the dwarves will all have a washing up animation. So if you actually send all of the dwarves at the same time to do this animation, they will create an overall group animation together. So it's definitely kind of like a fun hidden thing, very similar to our Mickey and Friends like Halloween costume group quest as well.
Definitely some really cool stuff going on there. We'll go ahead and show them another animation that Rebecca suggested with Doc
and
Snow White, correct?
Yes.
So we'll go ahead because they're both busy right now. We wanted to keep them close together. Hopefully I can tap on Snow White here and send her to dance around with Doc, correct?
Yep.
That's the one.
So here you actually get to see Snow White in the kingdom. Shout out again to all of our animation, character modelers, like all of our artists and devs who put together all of the work for this game. They really, really make it such an amazing experience.
The entire team does a really good job.
They're so wonderful. This
Really
is such
cool
a fun
animation.
animation.
Yeah. People asking when the update is coming. It is coming soon. We can't exactly reveal when. It is coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled out for it. Yeah, so we kind of touched on and alluded the characters in the screen a little bit before. Mentioned that obviously these are the story characters that you'll be working for at the top. I said premium-ish, but not all three characters are premium. No. Dopey and Happy are, but Grumpy is a little bit different. So we'll go ahead into Grumpy, and Rebecca will explain how to get Grumpy.
All right.
Special character.
Grumpy is going to be our first kind of introduction of a special characters that do a lot more for you in your game. So Grumpy can't be purchased outright. Instead, the way that you earn him is actually through special chests that will be available during this event. And there will be multiple ways for you to get this chest for free as well. By logging in and getting the gifts from the calendar, chests will be dropping on some days for that calendar. Even participating in the leaderboards, like just once, right? Like no matter what rank you are, you will get chests related to this character. Now with the chests, you will be able to get the tokens from there. You also have a chance of actually unlocking Grumpy entirely just by opening a chest. The other thing too is if you have the 2 premium characters, they will grind for his tokens as well. With Grumpy himself, and the reason why he's such an important character for this event, he is going to help you with token drops. Every one of his activities drops a token for a Snow White character. He helps a lot with the spooky trees. Basically, like his time for completing the spooky trees is only about 5 seconds, so it's very, very short. And he also drops a lot larger amount of event currency as well. And even after the event is over, Grumpy will drop a lot more magic and experience for your game as you're continuing to play.
Definitely a very helpful character during the event and after the event. As you see, he helps with the entire IP there. He is a difficult character to get, but as Rebecca alluded to, there are multiple ways to get him, including obviously the chest. So be sure to be logging in during the course of the event and specifically of the month in order to get those chests from the calendar gifts. In addition to participating in those leaderboard events, because those will provide the chests as well. And as she mentioned, the premium characters will drop tokens for Grumpy. In addition to, I believe that the Queen has an activity as well.
Yes.
That drops tokens for Grumpy.
Yeah,
so keep an eye out for those.
Definitely, there will be some chests eventually throughout the month of December that will have these special chests. And also, actually, while we're on the topic, I want to know from the community if you were able to collect your gift today. So if you logged in and collected your gift for day one, just let us know.
Yeah, and just to clarify one more time with Grumpy, you can both earn his tokens by using the activities from the premium characters and also by opening the chests.
Yes.
So there's two ways to work towards him.
Yeah. I think we've covered pretty much it for the Snow White event, but we have some more stuff for you, of course. We've made some minor improvements and included some new features. Of course, I see a lot of people asking, what's that in the top left of the screen, which we'll get to in just a little bit. A lot of people noticed the button there.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us what you think it is?
Yeah. What are your guesses as to what that icon might be related to?
While we're going over some of the other kind of improvements that we've been doing over the course of the update, tell us what you think it is. And speaking of those improvements, we can't obviously show this on the screen, but we have made some optimizations to the game to make it iPhone 10 ready. Mm-hmm. So if you were one of the people to go out and buy the iPhone 10, if you're using that device, we know that it's running with the black bars right now, but when this update is released, you'll have the game running in full screen with the optimizations made. We can kind of allude to some of them now. We've changed the way some of the buttons interact here at the bottom because the iPhone 10 has a little bit more screen space there, so we had to make some adjustments to the UI for everyone really in order to make it work for the iPhone 10. But of course, we want to make the experience the same for everyone. So for those of you who do have an iPhone 10, be prepared for that update because it is coming and it will make the game run a lot nicer on your phone for sure. In addition to some character finder changes, this is a very large system, and the character finder is the top left here that I'm sure many of you use during the course of your session to get through activities and just drive your session really. So we're always trying to do things to improve your session, as we'll get to a little bit later on for sure. But the character finder is a very important part of it. So we've made some adjustments and changes to the way that things work here. If there's an announcing quest, you'll be sure to see that. It has the top priority. If there is a completed quest, it comes right after that so that you complete all your quests, and then you can send everyone off. In addition to grouping characters by IP now, so the Sensational Six will be grouped with each other, Snow White will be grouped with each other. So as you're going through, you'll be going through them in accordance to their IP, so together, which is a little bit more helpful for running group activities and stuff like that. And then
I think it's
time.
It's time. All
One
right.
more feature.
One more. So
Give Rebecca the controls here as she'll go over this.
So as we mentioned earlier in the beginning of this, we definitely listen to your feedback and we try to find ways to improve your experience within the game. Now this has been something that has been asked for quite a bit, but one of the things that we wanted to make sure about this feature was that we still added a lot of importance to your characters when you send them home. Just for a visit, temporarily. You will be able to send characters to visit home. You can return them into your kingdom very easily. And then you can go ahead and send characters who aren't currently doing quests or leveling up easily by just selecting them from this menu here. And off they go. And they will appear in the cards section along here. You can actually also go into a character's personal page as well. And you will see the option here in the lower left-hand corner or right-hand corner to return them or even to send them to visit home for a time. Now, back to the idea of making sure that they remain important, you will be able to earn rewards from these characters while they're visiting home because they still create and bring a lot of magic to your game. So per hour, you will earn a certain set of experience and magic from these characters. Even if you do return them back, your current reward will remain the same. So for example, if I send the prince back, the per hour changes, but your current reward is locked in place. And as you are sending them from here too, we even have it at the top of the list there, so you can see how much your per hour reward will increase and change as well. So that is kind of like our big feature that we wanted to introduce. Now, if for example you're still working on leveling up a character while they're in here, you can still work towards those character tokens. So going into Chip and Dale, for an example, if you decide to send them home, you won't be able to like level them up. They do have to be in your kingdom to actually like access being able to either pay to skip to level them up or to actually go through the process of leveling them up. But you can go and collect their tokens. However, if a character is, again, visiting home, they won't be able to perform any activities. And you'll see that from the busy marker up here in the token finder. So when you click on it, they'll say they're busy. You can just return them at that point, and you can send them to go off and quest for that other character's tokens. So that is the big one here, and this one is our big gift this holiday season for you guys.
Definitely, the community seems to be really happy about it. Reading the comments there, so if you do like it, please hit that like button because we really enjoy seeing that the community obviously likes what we're giving.
Yeah, I did see one question, someone asking if you had to actually have a home or built for them. No, you don't. You just, honestly, you just tap on this visiting home hub up here inside of the welcome screen for characters, and you'll be able to just send them immediately as soon as this update is there.
And as Rebecca mentioned, don't be worried about taking characters out or putting characters in because your rewards are there. They're already set as it says current reward.
And just so you're aware too, the reward, it's every 12 hours. You will be able to collect it here from in front of the castle. It will also be auto-collected if you use the Merlin spell to collect magic within the kingdom as well.
And what I really love about this is that you're able to kind of store some characters and focus on others, especially during events when we're running events. But you're not losing out on having those characters, so you do get those rewards, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, you're still getting magic for it, of course.
And we are definitely going to continue to improve this feature as well. We're going to find more ways to make it a very enjoyable experience for you guys as well. And please continue to leave us feedback, continue to give us ideas. We are listening, and we do want to make this game a good one for you.
Yeah, so if you have suggestions, again, you can leave comments on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We do look at those channels. Sometimes we'll go to some of the other channels where the communities might be, such as Reddit and things like that. But definitely, if you want to catch our attention, hit us up on Facebook. Let us know what your thoughts are, and that's where your comment will most likely be seen first.
Awesome.
Excellent. So is that about sums it up for today?
Yeah, that's it for the Update 16 live stream for sure.
Perfect.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
Well, thanks Mike and Rebecca for showing us this new update, the new features, and thanks to all the team at Disney Magic Kingdoms who work hard to put all of this together for you. Give them some love by hitting the like or love button. Let them know that the hard work that they do is appreciated. And thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you during our next live stream.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.